Welcome guys to my new video. In this video I will start with you to solve problems using the data types, variables and operators. So first of all, like my video, subscribe to my channel and let's start our video. Exercise 1. Write a C program to enter two numbers and perform all arithmetic operators. How to solve this question? First of all, I need to declare two numbers using the integer number 1 and number 2. Second step, I need to declare the arithmetic operator integer. We have sum, sub, multiplication and mod for modulo, and I need to use the float data type for the division. Why? Because the division is a decimal number, it contains comma. Here I declared the numbers and I declared the arithmetic operator. Next step, I need to tell the user to give me two numbers using the printf and the scanf functions. Next step, I need to use the formula for the sum. I need to put a formula for the sub, multiplication and mod and division. Like, for example, for the sum equal number 1 plus number 2. For the multiplication, we put, for example, it's number 1 times number 2. This is how this is the formula, and finally we need to display the result on the screen. We need to use we need to see how to write this code, and let's start. First of all the C programs start with hashtag include studio.h and int main, and I open the braces. Now let's start to declare the two numbers, integer number 1 and number 2. We can put integer number 1 and integer number 2 in the same line, and we can put integer number 1 in the first line and integer number 2 in the second line. And don't forget to put the semicolon in the end of the line. Now let's declare the arithmetic operators integer sum, sub, mult and mod, and don't forget the semicolon. Now the division, float division. Now let's tell the user to give me two numbers. Printf enter any two number and a semicolon. Now scanf %d for the integer number 1 and number 2. Now the number is entered by the user. Now let's put the arithmetic operators. Let's start with the sum. Sum is equal to number 1 plus number 2. Sub equal number 1 minus number 2 mult equal number 1 times number 2. Div equal number 1 divided by number 2. And finally mod equal number 1 modulo number 2. This is all the arithmetic operations. Now let's print the result on the screen using the printf function. Printf function, it's the output. It's print all the data on the screen. Let's start with the sum. Printf sum is equal to %d, because it's an integer. This /n is used to put the data in a new line. And sum. The result of the sum is printed on the screen. Now let's print the multiplication, division, and the modulo on the screen also, like this line. And let's start with printf now the difference is equal to %d also, because it's an integer, and sub. Now the product equal to also %d and multiplication. Printf quotient is equal to %f, because it's a float. It's a float number, and div for division, and finally the modulo. Printf modulo is equal to %d and mod. And finally my code is end with the return 0. This is our C program to enter two numbers and perform all the arithmetic operators. Now guys, let's run our code to see the result. Give me two number 5, 8. This is the sum, the difference, the product, quotient, and modulos for 5 and 8. In my code, I declared the numbers and the arithmetic operator. I tell the user to give me two numbers. Here I used all the arithmetic operator and I printed on the screen. Exercise 2. Write a C program to input length and width of a rectangle and calculate the perimeter of the rectangle. How to solve this problem? First of all, I need to declare the length and the width of the rectangle. Second step, I need to tell the user to enter a value of the length and a value of the width. Third step, I need to calculate the perimeter of the rectangle. I need to use the formula perimeter equal 2 times length plus width. And finally, I need to print the result of the perimeter on the screen. But here, when I need to declare the width and the length, I need to use the float data type because the value of the length and the width can be a decimal number. For example, 3.5. I need to use the float. Now let's start our C program, and I will start with hashtag include studio.h integer main and I open the braces. Now float length and width and perimeter. Second step, I need to tell the user to give me the value. Printf, enter length of the rectangle. Scanf, percentage %f, because it's a float. Now, also I need to tell the user to give me the value of the width. Enter width of the rectangle. Now scanf, percentage %f, now let's calculate the perimeter of the rectangle. And I need to use this formula, perimeter equal 2 times length plus width. And finally, let's print the value of the perimeter on the screen using the printf function. Perimeter of rectangle is equal to percentage %f because it's a float, units, and perimeter And finally, all the C program end with the return 0. Now guys, let's run our code to see the result and enter the length of the rectangle, for example 2.3 and 6 for example. The perimeter of the rectangle is 16. This is our C program to calculate the perimeter of a rectangle. First of all, I need to declare the perimeter, the length, and the width. Second step, I need to tell the user to give me a value of the length and a value of the width. And I need to calculate the perimeter and print the result on the screen. And don't forget to put the semicolon in the end of the line. Because, for example, if I delete the semicolon from here, my code tell me we have an error. Now exercise 3, write a C program to tell the user to enter the radius of a circle and display the perimeter and area of the circle. We will start with declare the area and the perimeter and the radius. And I need to declare also the P. P is equal to, okay, first I need to use the float data type to declare the area, perimeter, radius, and P. P is equal to 3.14. This is our first step. Second step, I need to tell the user to give me the radius of the circle. Next step, I need to calculate the perimeter and the area. The formula of the perimeter is equal to 2 times P times radius. And the formula of area is equal to P times radius times radius. And finally, I need to print the results of the perimeter and the result of the area on the screen. Let's write our code to see how to calculate the area and perimeter of a circle. First of all, and like all the C programs, we start with hashtag include studio.h integer main, open the braces, and let's start to declare the parameter, the area, and the radius. Float area perimeter radius and P equal to 3.14, and the first step is done. Second step, printf enter the radius scanf percentage %f because it's a float, and the radius. Now let's calculate the radius and parameter. Perimeter is equal to 2 times P times radius. Area is equal to P times radius times radius. Now let's print the result on the screen using the printf function. The parameter is %f and parameter. Printf, the area is %f also and area. And finally, return 0. This is our C program to enter the radius of a circle and calculate the perimeter and the area of this circle. Now guys, let's run our code to see the result. Enter the radius, for example 3. This is the perimeter and this is the area of this circle. In this problem, first of all, I declared the area, the perimeter, and the radius and the p. Next step, second step, I tell the user to give me the radius. Third step, I calculate the perimeter and the area. And the last step, I print all the results on the screen. Exercise 4. Write a C program to tell the user to enter 3 integers and display the average. First of all, I need to declare the 3 numbers, integer, for example, x, y, z. Second step, I need to tell the user to give me a value of these 3 numbers. And finally, I need to calculate the average and display the average on the screen. Let's start our code. First, include studio.h integer main integer x, y, z, and printf enter 3 numbers. Scanf teacher I and %i. And we have x, y, z. Now let's calculate the average. Average, it's a float average, because the average can be a decimal number, is equal x plus y plus z divided by 3. And finally, printf the average is %f, because it's a float, average. And finally, return 0. And this is our C program to enter 3 numbers and calculate the average. First, I need to declare the three number. I need to tell the user to give me the value of the three numbers. And I need to calculate the average and print the value on the screen. That's all for today. Thank you for watching and I see you in next video.